Hi everybody, I wanted to take just a moment to say congratulations. We're about halfway through this course. You guys are doing a great job. I appreciate how everybody is understanding the topics of research and things we need to avoid and watch for as we're developing a research topic. Well done on your papers this week. Everybody took an opportunity to really understand the information that had been presented and things we need to do and things we need to watch out for as we're presenting research information to folks. I'll talk about a little bit more about that as we finish up with this wrap up, but I want to talk a little bit about some tools that I use as a doctoral student so that hopefully you can use some of them to strengthen your writing as you continue on. As you know, writing is cited often as it's our thought process that's coming out on paper. So it's a way for us to convey to other people what it is we mean, what it is that's on our minds, what's on our hearts, as we're trying to convey written communication. I don't know if any of you are married, but sometimes oral communication does not work very well. It can be misunderstood, misinterpreted, and it gets even worse when we start doing text messages and things like that. So given all that, we have a fundamental problem. We're trying to understand how to develop research information that we can share with people. And so when we are writing information out, we've got to cite sources. We've got to talk a little bit about what those sources had to say, and then talk a little bit more about what we're trying to do to accomplish our goals. So I use a couple tools that I'd encourage you to try. One of them is Grammarly.com. It's a new tool. You've probably seen some advertisements come out, and I tried it on the free version. Just citing while I write, both in discussion posts for my courses that I'm teaching, as well as courses that I am writing for in my doctoral program, and then have found that the paid version is even better. It starts finding information about voice, passive voice, misrepresented words, confusing words, and starts offering suggestions to make my writing stronger. That's part of our goal here at George Fox, is to make you a better student in what you're doing with your writing. So I would encourage you to use that. You don't need to do the paid version if you don't want to. I also want to talk to you a little bit about Turnitin. So Turnitin is a great tool. It offers the ability for us to check and see whether or not there is any similarity to past work that's been submitted by students. And then if there is, offer you opportunity to re-edit and then submit it again so you can try to get a lower score. Remember that in DPS our goal is to try to achieve a 10% or less likeness score to any other work that's been submitted by any other student. Turnitin checks literally millions of documents to see whether or not your work correlates or relates to another student's work that's been submitted somewhere. As an instructor, we're able to look and see what correlation those references are and make sure that we're checking against plagiarism and checking against original work. Remember that even in DPS, if you cite your own work, you must cite it as a source. You can't self-plagiarize the work that you're doing. So be sure to use Turnitin if you can to make your writing even better and stronger. You can submit it through the Turnitin in advance, but you need to evaluate the time frame before the assignment is due. So let's say, for example, you submitted a Turnitin assignment today. Within about a half an hour, it's going to give you a similarity score that helps you understand whether or not that score puts you too high or above that threshold. The problem with Turnitin is it will only allow you to submit it once per 24-hour period. So if you submit it again 4 hours from now after you've re-edited it, it's going to make you wait 24 hours before it gives you another similarity score on the second submission. You need to factor that in as part of your timeline to get it ready so that you don't miss the deadline for the course. I would also encourage many of you to start using some of the tools that are available to you in the Portland Writing Center. You can submit your papers to academic advisors who will sit there and help you through your papers and help you get stronger in your grammar, get stronger in your verbiage, and understand what it is you're trying to accomplish in your goal. So those are great reference tools you can apply with and use to make your writing even stronger. Finally, I know what it's like to have to cite using APA. It's a difficult process. It's confusing. Most people don't like it. Most people don't want to depart with it. However, we as academic writers need to cite in accordance with the APA 6th edition. I would encourage many of you to try using an online tool to help you with your inline citation. I use Mendeley as a free version that's available. You can grab a source anywhere you want. You can cite it and you can stick it right into your Word document as a citable inline source, and it'll automatically build the references page for you at the very bottom of your document. It is a great tool for you to use. It helps you understand what APA is about, and it is not such that we're trying to make you nuancial experts about every comma or placement in the APA. So I'd encourage you trying that. So let's talk a little bit, wrapping up, about research topics. Many of you this week identified that there are problems in developing a research topic, which is good because you don't want it to be too narrow. You don't want it to be a yes or no answer, and you want to develop opportunities for you to find sound research topics that's something of interest to you and interest to the world. Some of the challenges we're faced with when we do research is we've got to make sure we don't put bias into our paper. We have to go into it objectively. Am I willing to accept that my hypothesis is likely to be wrong? Am I willing to accept that my hypotheses might be right? What are my hypotheses? What am I going to develop in my research to make certain that what I'm testing for is in fact going to test it, whether or not I'm doing a qualitative or a quantitative study? So in research, we've got to be open to everything that's going on just to make certain that it's valid, it's good, strong research, and then when we subject it to peer review, we know that we can defend that research to make certain that we're doing the right things. Anyway, I appreciate everybody's work this week. You're doing a great job. Keep the course going. I did post a minor survey I would like you to respond to. If you take a moment, just tell me a little bit about how we're doing on this course. And I wish all of you great success as we continue in the weeks coming. Try to stay a little cool this week if you're in the Valley, and have a great week.